Star Wars only. I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
The Mandalorian is being written and produced by Jon Favreau and directed by many other people, including Dave Filoni, who is directing the first and the last episode of the show, or at least in the first season. But we now have the release date for every single episode of The Mandalorian. It's mostly going to be released every week, a new episode every week, and that's kind of routine with these shows. You're not going to be able to binge watch every single episode the day it launches, and I'm pretty okay with that, but I'll talk about that a little later. Let's get to the release dates for every episode. The first one is premiering with Disney Plus on November 12th, and then 3 days later you're going to get the second episode on November 15th, and then after that they're just doing a routine weekly release. A week later on November 22nd you get the third episode, a week later the fourth episode on November 29th, a week later on December 6th the fifth episode, a week later on December 13th the sixth episode, and then they're going to change it up a little bit and have 6 days later on December 18th the seventh episode, because 2 days after that is when The Rise of Skywalker comes out. And then the season finale comes out a week after The Rise of Skywalker comes into theaters. On December 27th is the final episode for this season of The Mandalorian. I like this release schedule. I like that it's basically every Friday except the Friday that The Rise of Skywalker comes out, and they're giving you a second episode 3 days after the streaming service launches. I'm okay with this because as a Star Wars fandom, this is what we're used to when it comes to Star Wars shows. Clone Wars and Rebels did the same kind of release schedule, so I'm completely okay with this. Also, as a Star Wars fandom, this gives us time to watch the episode, and then the fandom can discuss it, make memes out of it for the next week, and speculate on what's going to happen next, and then a week later we get the next episode. And then from a business standpoint, for Disney Plus, this is how you keep subscribers engaged and on your service. I mean, you look at something like Netflix, when they release Stranger Things, everyone just binge watches the entire series and the entire season that comes out in like one weekend. I know I do this at least. You do that in one weekend, and then some people just stop subscribing to Netflix after that. And hey, you do whatever you please with it, it's your money, I don't care. But if you're a business, you want to keep your customers involved actively, and I think this is a good way to do it because a month or two after this show ends, you're going to get the Clone Wars show, and I've seen people who, I put this on Instagram, the release dates, who are complaining about not being able to binge watch it, and they're like, well, when it comes out in December, that's when I'm going to watch it. I'm going to binge watch the entire show and then cancel my subscription. Okay, Sherlock, well then you got to reactivate it a month later if you want to watch the Clone Wars, or are you going to wait until the end? It's stuff like that where you can complain about anything. It's so easy to complain, oh, it only has 8 episodes. If it had 12, are you going to say it should have been 15? If it had 15, are you going to say it should have been 20? They're releasing it weekly, and if you're going to complain, oh, I can't binge watch it, I mean, come on, bro. It's a show. It's how they release it. It keeps me, it keeps other people engaged with it. It gives a lot of us YouTubers time to review the show, talk about it, speculate with our audiences. I'm completely fine with this release schedule. But tell me your thoughts. What do you think about The Mandalorian releasing every Friday for a week leading up to The Rise of Skywalker, which is the only time it won't release? My big question would be, is it going to tie into The Rise of Skywalker at all in any way? Like the one that comes out on December 27th and the one that comes out on December 18th, is that going to have any Rise of Skywalker tidbits? I mean, this does take place after Episode 6, so it doesn't make a lot of sense that it would involve The Rise of Skywalker, but then again, you never know. It's between Episodes 6 and 7. You have a lot of possibilities here. I'm excited for this show. Dave Filoni's involved with it. Jon Favreau's the main guy behind it. Taika Waititi's involved with it. Deborah Chow, who is directing the Obi-Wan series, is also directing 1 or 2 of the episodes. We got a lot of good things going on with Star Wars over the next few months, and this just kind of adds on to it, keeping us engaged, at least for the, 2 months that it's going to be releasing. But tell me your thoughts below. What do you think about the release schedule for The Mandalorian? I like it, but I want to hear your thoughts. I'm Star Wars only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time, and may the Force be with you always.